Hi, I'm Richard Chaplin. Some of you will be aware we have a strategic partnership with Icon APAC, which is the equivalent of PM Forum in Asia Pac. So primarily Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong. So I was approached through Icon and met James Fielding, who will be talking to you shortly. And James runs a market research and consultancy organisation called Kamoji.
What are we talking about? We're talking about rethinking rainmakers, how the top firms multiply talent and drive revenue, 42% better revenue. We did debate this title at the start. This is my colleague's recommendation, Beyond Brilliant Bastards, How Culture Makes Rain. That didn't get the Guernsey. Wasn't what we put forward, but it will give you a bit of a feel of what we're talking about today in terms of, we are kind of elbows out here. We are talking about how we drive things, how we wrestle things, and it is beyond those brilliant bastards. How do we create those cultures, and as Richard said, what impact does that have? So for those who don't know me, as Richard said, I'm James Fielding, managing partner of Kamoji, and today I'm going to talk through a few things. We'll do a little very quick overview of the background to the report. Why did we do the research? We'll talk through the research results. So I'm going to give you the findings, the benchmarking detail. But importantly, I'm not just going to give you back that detail and say, hey, here you go, this is what everyone's doing and this is what the numbers tell us. What I want to do is spend some time and talk about the 5 operational gaps, or the 5 gaps that are keeping firms in that rainmaker dependent state. Why are people stuck in that state? So we'll talk through those 5 gaps. And for each of those 5 gaps, we'll talk through some practical tips. What are people doing? What are the best firms in the market? What are they doing? How are they making change? And what are the things that you can do in your own firm to start making those changes? Here's a couple of ways that what I see the firms are doing this really well. And this really is a bit of a step change. Behaviors around showing revenue sourced and revenue influenced. So if you're in a firm and you're within the sales and marketing BD team, can you show what we touched and what we sourced? A couple of different ways that people do that. On the left-hand side is on the marketing attribution, positive touches. Did we have a positive marketing touch during an open opportunity within our CRM system, or 2 months before a matter? There's a couple of different ways you can do it. There's many different ways you can do it. They're really quite simple and good ways to start. And then if you are doing on the BD side, if you are delivering BD support, whether it's proposals, coaching, pursuit work, get your name attached to those opportunities and show the ones that you've influenced. So from a marketing and a BD perspective, bring that together, and you want to be showing what did we source and what did we influence.
What I was reflecting on is we talked a bit about collaboration, but one of the things that I think you're going to have to think about quite carefully is how do you collaborate with your peers in finance or in HR, or people who feel they own REM, or people who own the numbers, because sitting there saying, please give me the numbers in life is not a very effective strategy. So how do you find, when you worked in-house, how did you actually go about forging those internal relationships with other key players of the management team?
And those relationships are so critical, as you said, in terms of having access to budgets, having access to data. I think it depends on the nature. So let's say the financials we're sitting in practice management, and the kind of sits with the finance team. I would be getting exposure to them and seeing what we can get, and making them comfortable with what we're using it for and how we're using it. On the flip side is, though, I would be making my own numbers. So those ones of revenue influenced, I would be owning those. I would be making sure I get the data there, and I'll be bringing it to them. Hey guys, this is what we're looking to do. These are the data points. How do we embed them? How do we bring them to you? How does it make your life better? So I would work with them on their numbers and be very nice to get access to them. But I'd also be bringing my own numbers and making sure I start creating an operating rhythm.
Thank you again, James.
Cheers. Thank you.